So what's going on, guys? It's your boy Cali Q, and today's video is going to be somewhat of a different but interesting video. I read a comment on one of my recent videos that said nostalgia is the cancer to modern gaming, and I thought this would be a perfect video title with all of the collections and remasters and HDified things coming out. Are we somewhat blinded by this current practice in gaming? Are we somewhat blinded by the re-release nature of video games today? Now, for me, a lot of us have been excited and hyped. If you've not been stuck under a rock, the Marvel vs. Capcom arcade classics is coming very soon. You also have, on the JRPG front, you got things like the Suikoden HD remasters. You also got things like the Tales of series having a whole remaster project. Remasters and collections and things like that are a big deal right now in modern gaming, and not everybody is for it. Not everybody is with this new trend of re-releasing the old work and re-releasing the old games. But then on the flip side, there are those who say, hey, this is preservation of their product, this is preservation of the history of that specific game or franchise, so it's important to continue to introduce new generations of people into these games so that they can experience either the origin or just be new fans or just experience some amazing projects that have been released in the grand scope of gaming. Now, as for me, I want things like a Mega Man Legends Legacy Collection and things of this sort. So I get it. Like, I understand a lot of people might think that this is just going back to the past. We're being fed on by nostalgia. We're being just spoon-fed the same thing and regurgitated the same thing over and over and over again. But for me, man, I see it like kind of how some of those people who I've just quoted see it. I see it as a preservation of a franchise, man. I also see it as a way for the work to go a little bit further. You know, they always say work smarter, not harder. I can't be mad at a company that wants to re-show off something that they've done in the past in order to maybe have a couple of different motives. Hey, maybe one of it is just to make some quick money, or it might be to actually see if there's still an audience for this specific title that may have just came out at the wrong time or that has been lost to time. There are so many factors that go into remakes and re-releases and HD collections and all this other stuff, and I have noticed that too. If I'm being honest, a lot of the things that I've been hyped for these days are the collections. I mean, this Marvel vs. Capcom collection, the Capcom Fighting 2 collection. These are all games that have already came out before. These games have already came out. We've already experienced them. Not everybody, though. See, that's the kicker. Not everyone has experienced these games. I, for one, I'm a fan of the practice. I like having HD collections. I like having remasters because, you know, it's just something awesome about being able to move forward with something that's so familiar to you, but on a new system, on a new experience. Like for the Nintendo Switch and probably the Switch 2, there are certain games you have not been able to play. Like, let's also talk about the recently announced Yakuza Kiwami. I've never played that on the go before. So me playing Yakuza on a handheld is going to be like mind-blowing to me. That's going to be really awesome to me to experience that franchise on the go and in a portable sense. So I believe that remasters, collections, all this stuff, I believe they have their place. Now, there can be an oversaturation of this, and I can see what that person was saying, that if the future of gaming becomes the past, we'll never really move forward. So that I do understand. Like, I do understand that if we're so stuck on the past, how will we ever be able to move forward with a new vision? How will we be able to move forward with a new perspective of gaming if we're always reaching back into the past and always wanting to play the old things? So there's an argument on both sides. There's a conversation to be had on both sides. But just as for where I lean, I mean, I'm a guy who wants Mega Man Legends collection to come out and come back. Like, I can't really talk. The only time I've really been upset about a re-release or a remaster was probably The Last of Us 2. When that happened, to be quite honest with you guys, I was pretty upset about that because I just felt like that game did not fit the criteria for what a remaster should be. Like, why did that game have to be re-released? You know what I mean? So that right there, to me, that was like one of the only instances I was ever I guess, upset about a remaster happening. But I mean, hey, for one, I'm a fan of it. I like it. Do I understand those who may be a little bit turned off by it? Yes, I do, man. I can see where you're like, come on, man. Why do you guys want to stay in the past? Why do you guys want to just, keep your head stuck in nostalgia? Why can't we move forward? Technology is advancing. The human thought process is advancing. We're learning more about how to create better video games, bigger video games. Why do you guys want to continue to reach back into the past? But for some people, that's just where the joy is, But for me, I say, hey, enjoy what you enjoy. If you don't like remasters and collection, there's always the option to just not mess with it. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean you can't have that conversation about it. Because to be fair, you do have a valid point. It's just, I see the value in a collection. I see the value in a remaster, and I definitely see the value in remakes. Now, that's a whole nother conversation. Remakes and stuff like that is a whole nother conversation to me. But yeah, I wanted to ask you guys that. Do you think that nostalgia, staying in the past, is a cancer to modern gaming? Do you think it is killing the creativity and the innovation of these developers actually trying to move forward with their craft because we're so stuck on what we're stubborn with? We're so stuck in the past. We just want to stay what is comfortable and cozy and nice and gushy and cool. We don't ever want to move forward. I can say this is what I will say though. Despite me enjoying collections and remakes and remasters, I will say that there's no modern games that really entice me or intrigue me right now. So like I said, there's validity on both sides of the conversation, because right now there's nothing particularly modern that I'm looking forward to. Now, as for what I'm playing and going to play, of course, there's games like Monster Hunter Wilds. I love me some Street Fighter 6. Things like that I have to, I do quite enjoy. But in the grand scope of things, I'm more excited about the potential of old games coming back rather than the possibility of new games coming forward. So perhaps this is a conversation that needs to be held, guys. Down in that comment section below, I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your perspective. Not which side are you on, but which side of the argument do you find yourself a little bit more receptive to? How about that? I want to see some good conversations down there, guys. This community is all about having a good, clean discussion. Do you think that nostalgia is the cancer to modern gaming? For the person who made this quote, thank you for saying this quote. It ended up spanning an excellent video idea, and you can also comment down yourself below if you would like to comment your real thoughts on how you feel. Thank y'all for the conversation, man. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you like content like this, and I'll see y'all on the next video. I hope y'all got some good points, man. Let's go at it. All right, I'll see y'all. Peace.